Welcome to the second round of the UCI Mountain Bike Marathon World Cup of 2024 in Haute-Savoie, Megeve. It was an early start for our elite athletes, and after a week of unsettled weather, the athletes racing the 100-kilometre UCI Cross-country Marathon World Cup, we faced some grueling trail conditions coupled with high humidity. The course promised a battle of the ages, with over 5,000 metres of elevation gain for the athletes to conquer before reaching the 70-kilometre mark after summiting Sommet Ballastat.
I can tell you I was really afraid about this 6 in the morning start, but now with this crazy warm weather it's quite perfect temperature, and yeah, we have the light already. Today I'm riding the front suspension, mostly because the elevation gain is really demanding, so I take the lightest one. It's a really long race. It's one of the longest and most challenging I did in my life, and a new one, so new track, new ground, new everything. So yeah, we'll see.
It will be a really hot day today. A lot of climbing. Fortunately, we have a nice day. Also, the last day was sunny, so it's maybe a little bit less mud. But yesterday a little shower passed on the first part of the race, so maybe this can be a little bit muddier. But I think will be nice conditions and for sure a hard fight. This is a complete different course. I think fits a little bit less to me, so I will try to go by my pace and then do a constant race, because here if you go out of energy it's difficult to continue. So make a constant race, I think will be the crucial point.
I'm living in the Netherlands and it's totally flat, so for the preparation I go often to Germany to do the longer hills. And last week I was here to check the course, and this is already 1 week and super beautiful and super long steep climbs. So the last 2 days were quite dry, so we will see today. I think it will be super slippery as well. So I think it will be good to have a little bit more technical skills.
I tracked the whole course. It's very important to know everything, just have the right strategy, and also the downhills and some technical uphills, so you need to know everything. Pacing is crucial anyways in this race, but when it gets really hot, I think you should turn the pace down a bit, but of course you should know your own body and how much to do so.
The elite men's field left the line in Megeve first, with the elite women heading out 5 minutes later. In the men's race, Hector Leonardo Payos-Leon and Mark Stutzman both started confidently, leading at the first and second time checks respectively. Alex Balmer also had a strong first half of the race, frequently driving the pace of the leading pack. In the women's race, Adelaide Morath took an early lead and set the pace for the first half of the race, with Ninchevich and Lusa in her tow. Hannah Ray Otto will be in the chasing pack, staying consistently in 5th position. Andreas Seewald worked his way from position 5 to the second time check to then lead the following splits. He would be followed closely by Pays Leon. Mark Sturtzmans keeps his name in the hat for a win and stayed within podium position throughout the first half of the race. Halfway through the race, Andreas Seewald was leading the pack, with Hector Leonardo Pays Leon hot on his heels after working up from 11th position earlier in the race. Samuel Porro broke from the chasing pack and sat with the leaders in 4th. There was early drama for Nova Mesto na Morave winner Vera Lusa, who suffered a technical problem, which would force a hard push from the Nambian to come back to catch Ninčević. The pair broke free of the pack, leaving Otto 10 minutes behind the duo. 2023 overall winner Leila Ninčević rode a strong first half of the race alongside 2023 UCI Marathon World Cup champion Adelaide Morath, with the pair leading by 2 minutes at the halfway point. Hector Leonardo Pays Leon and Andreas Seewald were inseparable in the final stages, separated by only a few seconds. It would all come down to who had the most left in the tank in the final push to the line. In spite of a strong start, Mark Sturtzmans' efforts proved not enough, as he dropped out of contention in the latter stage of the race. Previous winner Fabian Friebensteiner would prove challenged in the mountainous terrain, sitting in 5th, but keeping the lead pack in reach just a few minutes ahead. Ninčević looked untouchable out in front, leading the final time checks by a considerable margin. Despite a confident performance throughout the first half of the race, it wasn't to be for Morath, who dropped out at the 70-kilometre mark. Janina Uswood stayed steady and consistent, sitting in the chasing pack in 9th position. The difficult race for Vera Lusa didn't stop there, as she suffered a puncture in the latter stages and dropped crucial time behind Ninčević. Hannah Ray Otto would capitalise on this fortune and worked her way through the rankings. In the elite men's field, Pays Leon's strategy to leave enough in the tank for the last crucial uphill allowed him to take the lead and secure the race win by over 1.5 minutes. 2021 UCI Cross-country Marathon World Cup champion Andreas Seewald took second, And it wasn't to be a repeat victory for Fabian Riebensteiner, as he finished 5th overall, just behind Roberto Martinbur in 4th and Italy's Samuel Porro in 3rd. Despite an impressive ride for Stutzman, he dropped off in the final kilometers to finish the day in 6th.
Bueno, yo creo que hice una carrera muy inteligente. Sabía que era una carrera muy dura. Tocaba pues como dosar las energías desde el inicio y bueno, probar la última subida y cuidarme en la bajada porque había mucho barro. Me salieron las cosas como yo quería y bueno, muy contento de esta victoria. La última bajada la hice bien, la probé también, entonces tenía un poco de confianza y bueno, logré la diferencia para ganar, sobre todo en la subida.
I felt quite good in the beginning, but then I was a bit overthinking in the downhills to not beat myself by a mechanical, and maybe this cost me a bit over the hours. And at the last long climb, Leo had the better legs and could go. But it was a really nice fight with him, and I enjoyed it today.
The race, was good. Start not the best because I had a flat in the first long downhill, but then I can come back because it's quite a long race. So the front group still looking each other a little bit. I overtake a little bit the rhythm the second climb, but it was not a problem. And then on the really long climb, Paez push really hard. I have to take my pace, and I think, to 4th, 5th position. And from there, I fight for a comeback on these two guys in the front. I was quite close to them, to the last water point. I saw Seivald really close to me because he overtook a little bit for stay with Paez. But then, I cannot close the gap to him, so I have to stay for the 3rd position, who is really satisfied for me, and I'm really happy for that.
And Ninchevich cruised the remaining kilometres to the finish line in Megeve, taking the UCI Cross-country Marathon World Cup win.
I'm just glad everything was fine, no bad luck. I am the best, but sometimes you need everything to fit in together. So I'm just happy everything worked out today.
Despite riding the final 13 kilometres on a flat tyre, Vera Lusa managed to hold on to a 3rd place finish behind American Hannah Realto in her first UCI Marathon World Cup since winning the final round of the 2023 season in Snowshoe, West Virginia. Janina Wuss would pick her way through the rankings after crossing the halfway point in 9th position, and she would finish the day in 4th.
Yeah, I just wanted to ride a steady race from beginning to the end. I was riding with Adelheid, so we were bouncing back and forth, but I was always sticking to my plan, my pacing plan, rode my own race, and in the end, everything worked out. It was perfectly executed plan. This race is the hardest race we ever did. I was the best by far, so I don't expect anything less than a win and an overall in the USA.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really, really hard course, so I took it a little more conservative on the first climb, found my rhythm on the second climb, and then the 3rd climb, it just felt like you had to give it everything you had. I was definitely coming unraveled towards the top, but I think that's what it took out there today. The World Championships is at Snowshoe, which is where I won last year, so I have really good feelings there, and then super excited to go to a new course in Lake Placid.
I was going quite strong. I think I went over the top of the climb 3rd, and then going down and up the next climb I could come back to Leila and Adelheid, and then I had a puncture at the back, just a snake bite. In all the mud you don't see the rocks. I hit something and I could quickly plug it twice and bomb it, and I was good to go again, but the wheel was a bit soft, so I had to repump it at the next tech zone, but I didn't change the wheel because it was holding. And then, I was going strong, and I think Adelheid also had something. I saw her standing next to the road. I'm not sure what exactly she had. And then I was suddenly second, and when I was trying to put the pressure on the downhills because I knew that suited me, and to maybe catch Leila on it, and I was making up time, but then on the last climb she was super strong and she rode away from me again, and then at the top of the final descent I hit my a rock into my rear wheel, and I broke a spoke. I think it poked my wheel, and there's nothing I could do anymore. So the last 13 kilometers I was just riding on a flat rim. It's quite a bummer because the last single trail is probably the most amazing one of the whole race, and I think it suited me really well, and it was in prime condition today. So yeah, maybe I have to go up there again tomorrow to just do that trail. Yeah, I'm glad I could still finish on the podium. It was super close at the end, but yeah, considering for what a tough day I had and not giving up, I think I'm really proud of myself.
And our overall championship looks like this. Ruben Steiner keeps his lead from round 1. Leonardo Hector Pios Leon now sits in second place ahead of Samuel Porro in third. Ninchevis takes the overall lead ahead of Vera Lusa, who now sits in second place. Gina Wust is in third place. A fantastic race here in Megeve in the beautiful Haute-Savoie region. Join us in a few months' time for the last round of the UCI Mountain Bike Marathon World Cup in a brand new venue, Mont-Bon-Heuvelberg, Lake Placid. We'll see you there.